This week on Inside Boulder News.
Election season is fast approaching. We'll give you all the important dates you need to know. Boulder's Carnegie Library celebrates Black History Month with works by this notable Boulder resident. And the city's Urban Forestry Division receives a special recognition.
Welcome to Inside Boulder News, your source for all things Boulder. I'm Jocelyn Avendaño. February marks Black History Month all over the nation and in other countries around the world. The United States has celebrated this month every year officially since 1976 and is a time in which the triumphs and struggles of African Americans throughout U.S. history are honored. If you stop by Boulder's Carnegie Library this month, you'll be able to see a glimpse into how African Americans shaped Boulder's history.
From now until the middle of March, those who visit Boulder's Carnegie Library will get the chance to view a collection of one of Boulder's notable African American residents.
This is an exhibit on African Americans of Boulder County, and it uses materials from the Charles Nylon collection. Charles Nylon was a professor emeritus of English at the University of Colorado.
Charles Nylon, born in 1916, was the first African American professor hired at CU Boulder and served on the faculty from 1956 to 1985. During his work at the university, Nylon founded the school's Black Studies program.
He really dedicated his life to advancing African American interests in this community and collecting the history. So the materials we have on display really provide a snapshot into some of those lives and are really valuable research materials.
This collection contains photos and papers about African Americans in Boulder County. Included are information about African American pioneers and early gold miners, as well as notable Boulder residents. The earliest photograph on display from Nylon's collection dates back as far as 1880.
At the Carnegie Library, we're all about advancing local history, letting people know what makes this community unique, and this is a really special collection that we have. We don't have a lot of materials on African Americans, so this comprises one of the main collections in that area, and we're very excited to make it public.
More information on this exhibit and the Carnegie Library can be found on localhistory.boulderlibrary.org.
This week, the city of Boulder was recognized as a tree city by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, along with the Arbor Day Foundation. This international program celebrates cities all across the world that meet core standards for the care and planting of urban trees and forests. The city's urban forestry manages approximately 50,000 public trees, which are inspected for health, structural integrity, and safety in order to keep a healthy and diverse urban canopy. In 2013, the emerald ash borer was discovered among Boulder's ash trees. The city has since planted nearly 3,000 trees on public property and has provided more than 3,900 trees for residents to plant on private property to combat this invasive species. To achieve the Tree City recognition, Boulder met the program's 5 core standards, which included established responsibility and the setting of rules. The vision of the Tree Cities of the World program is to connect cities around the world in a new network dedicated to sharing and adopting the most successful approaches to managing city trees and forests. More information can be found on the treecitiesoftheworld.org. Colorado's presidential primary is less than a month away, and everyone is encouraged to get out and vote, including those under 18. Now 17-year-olds have the ability to participate under the Colorado Votes Act, which took effect last August. We spoke to Boulder County's clerk and recorder, Molly Fitzpatrick, to learn more.
Colorado's presidential primary is coming up on March 3rd, the state's first in 20 years. Voters should start expecting to see their ballots in the mail the week of February 10th. And those receiving them could be as young as 17.
In 2019, the Colorado Votes Act made a provision that allowed 17-year-olds who will be 18 by the general election to participate in the primaries this year. So if you're 17 and going to be 18, you can participate in the presidential primary on March 3rd, and then you can also participate in the primary that's occurring in the summer for state and local candidates.
Boulder County Voter Service Centers will open on February 24th for voters to drop off their ballots or vote in person, and will be open through March 3rd.
If a voter is not registered to vote, it's never too late to register to vote. They can go to a voter service center in Boulder County to register to vote, request a replacement ballot, and then vote in person. And they can also register to vote online until February 24th and still receive a ballot in the mail.
Unaffiliated voters will also have the opportunity to participate in the primaries.
If an unaffiliated voter wants to participate, the most important thing to know is that they can only participate in one party's primary. The deadline to only receive one party's ballot was on Monday, so if an unaffiliated voter did not declare a particular ballot that they wanted us to send to them, we'll send them both, and they can only return one.
Some important dates to keep in mind are the presidential primaries, which are March 3rd. The summer primary will be June 30th, and of course, general elections are November 3rd, 2020. More information can be found on bouldercountyvotes.org.
Valentine's Day is fast approaching, and what better way to celebrate than with your little sweetheart? Boulder Sweetheart Valentine Dance is a chance for parents and their kids to spend a special evening together, and tickets are on sale now. A special time full of sweet memories awaits participants, along with dancing, light refreshments, a DJ, and even photos to capture the special moments. Sweetheart Valentine Dance is on Saturday, February 8th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the North Boulder Rec Center. Make sure to arrive early as photos will begin at 5:30. The dance is open to kids 15 and under. Visit the website on screen to go ahead and register. The event sells out fast, so purchase your tickets early and reserve your spot. Thank you so much for joining us on this week's edition of Inside Boulder News. If you have pictures, news tips, or events you'd like to see featured, we'd love to hear from you. Connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. You can also sign up to receive video updates right in your inbox. Just go to boulderchannel8.com and click on subscribe. And be sure to check out the city's online newsroom for the latest city news. Have a good week.